How's it going, everyone? It is Prashan here, and we have a pretty unique and fun deck by Pogo Sparky. So shout out to Pogo Sparky. I'll put his info down below. I found this deck on Twitter a few days ago. He made Infinite pretty quickly. He was like ranked number 3. And I actually tried out this deck on my Infinite client too. I did have some crazy surprise wins, and it was a new take, or not necessarily a new take, but a cool take on discard, which adds Surfer, because you do have some 3-drops in here, and you do have the element of surprise in your favor, which you'll see in some games. And then I'll go over the deck, we'll play some games, and then hopefully we could get some dubs, and then hopefully I do this deck justice for Pogo Sparky. So make sure you like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. I am gonna give you guys snap content on the daily. I'm super hyped, and you guys should be too. So let's go over this deck card by card, and then we'll go into some games. So let's get into it. The first card we have here is Scorn. This card just wants to be discarded. You have cards like Blade, Colleen Wing, you have M.O.D.O.K, and you also have Bullseye that just want to discard this card, and it gives another card on the board +2 power, which is amazing. Next card we have here is Blade. This is a card that loves to discard cards. We want to discard cards like the Morbius Shard. We want to discard those Scorns. We want to discard those Swarms. That's basically what he's here for. And then especially final turn, you could play a M.O.D.O.K and you could play a Blade to get more Swarms out into your hand. And then you use a card like Bullseye to just fling them all out on the board for more discard. And it synergizes well with your Morbius. It synergizes well with your Collector, especially when you get rid of those Swarms. And Morbius. We have Morbius here, our 2-drop. So basically, only thing you're going to do is just discard and then play this on the board, and hopefully he has tons of power. There's tons of enchantresses out there, so sometimes I tend to go Collector more than I would go Morbius. Yeah, that's basically it. So I felt like in the current meta, I don't play him as much. I'm going to go Collector, but even with Collector, you have to watch out for those Red Guardians. But this has potential to get huge on the board, especially with you discarding so many cards with Bullseye, with M.O.D.O.K, and having Swarms and Scorns in your hand. And next card we have here is Collector. I've been playing Collector on too instead of Morbius because there's been tons of enchantresses. This card goes so well with cards like Daken, with Frigga, with your Swarms being discarded and multiplied in your hand, and it also goes well with Scorn. And next we have Grandmaster. This card can be pretty clutch in this deck. You could use it on your Blades, your Colleen Wings, you could use it on your Dakens, then move him in the middle, get him even bigger, and then this synergizes well with your Collector, right? So you're putting another Morbius Shard in your hand just to be discarded, and it's just awesome. It could save you, and you could use this with Silver Surfer, which we'll talk about too, which adds on spice to this deck. And we have Swarm. This is just a card that you want to discard as many times as possible, especially at the final turn. Like the more of these you have, and you have Bullseye on the board, it just wins you games and it can swing you the board. But also you can discard tons too, and then play these out on the board if you need more power as well. And we have Colleen Wing here, 2/4, excellent 2-drop. This is a target for Grandmaster if you need to, and she also gets rid of the Morbius Shard, your Swarms, your Scorns. Just an excellent discard card to have in your deck. And here is the spice. So we have Silver Surfer here. He gives your other 3 costs +2 power. So this helps out with your Dakens, this helps out with your Bullseyes, and this helps out with your Friggas. So typically I would play Silver Surfer first, and then I would discard the Morbius Shard. That way your Daken has potential to get his maximum power. And next we have Bullseye here, 3/3. This is an excellent card too to play on curve. Sometimes this is my Frigga target to copy as well if I can. More than likely I try to copy Daken. That's the card I want to copy with Frigga the most. But if all else fails, Bullseye is excellent target too. And as long as you have tons of Swarms and Scorns in your hand, like this can definitely pop off. And here we have it. Daken, whatever you want to call him. He's the big boy in this deck that has potential to reach crazy heights. I want to copy this card with Frigga, that way I have 2 on the board, or 2 Miramasa shards whenever I put him out. And then you just play your M.O.D.O.K and you could go crazy. And then even having like the Miramasa shard 2 is another target for Bullseye. So if you don't have a card to discard a card at the final turn, but Bullseye is on the board, this is an excellent target. And it just gives your opponents, like, it's just a surprise factor that puts you over the edge. And then next we have Frigga, another surfer target as well. And this is a card that I try to use to copy, like, maybe your collector at worst, but mainly my target is going to be Daken or Bullseye. And finally, we have M.O.D.O.K 5/7. It was 5/8, but they nerfed it a bit. 5/7, still plenty of good. I try to play M.O.D.O.K and a Blade on the final turn just to delete more cards from my hand. That way it can help out your Morbius, your collector, your Bullseye. You get rid of those Miramasa shards for your Dakens. This could go crazy and put you over the top for those excellent plays on the final turn. So that is it for the deck. Hopefully you have a little bit more of an understanding on how to play this, but we'll play some games. That way you guys can see this live in action. So let's go right into it. On 1, we have Great Web here. And they know who I am. We go Morbius here. They have Silk, which is scary. We're gonna have to go Bullseye. Rocket and Groot. I have to go Daken.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
You go. This is tough. This is tough. I think we go Frigga Collector. That sucks. Can we go Daken? Surfer. Go Daken, Surfer, Bullseye? Does this do anything? Craven. Polaris moves Morbius, which I think we want. All right, we need a Daken to move. Let's go! Oh my goodness.
Victory.
Oh my goodness, that was insane. GG's, bro. If you know who I am, hopefully you catch this video and comment down below. That was crazy. We got lucky. We definitely got lucky there. GG's, man. GG's. So we have Swarm, Grandmaster, the Collector, and Blade. So nothing to play on one. They play Meek. Wanna play Collector. Sokovia takes out Swarm, which is perfect. They're sure he's gone. So we go Collector. And we have some options here. Do we go Frigga? We could probably go Frigga and copy the Collector. Especially since we have tons of Swarms. So Valhalla. And then we have M.O.D.O.K here too. I think we could go Frigga. And then we could copy the Collector. So they have Lasher there. Turn 4. So another copy. So let's go Collector Morbius. So we get a copy of the Morbius. So there's Lizard. Prodigy with the Lasher? Sheesh. Alright, turn 5. So I think we're gonna go Daken. Grandmaster. Do we go Daken Grandmaster or do we go Daken Morbius? Should we not be afraid of Xandar? So that's -8. I'm not afraid. Living Tribunal. Interesting. I'm gonna go M.O.D.O.K and Blade. Now let's see what happens here. Ultron.
There's no strings on me.
I think we take this. 13 all the way around.
You won't need this anymore.
Yeah, they thought I was gonna be afraid of the Lasher, but we weren't.
Victory.
GG's. Like looking at this at first is pretty scary, right? Like you're like, oh crap, -8. The fact that we had like the Collector, like even taking the negative. So the Lasher only worked once on this. Let's see if Lasher and the Prodigy. Yeah, so even the Lasher and the Prodigy hitting the Collector and Morbius, like we still overcame it. And I probably could have played M.O.D.O.K and Blade somewhere else, but them playing Living Tribunal might have messed them up, right? So GG's. M.O.D.O.K, Frigga, Silver Surfer, and Daken. So we have a pretty good hand. Turn 2. So I want to have Morbius or Collector. We get Grandmaster. So we're gonna have to play Daken, Frigga. That's gonna have to be the way. Daken and Frigga. So we go Daken. Frigga. Turn 5. Do we go M.O.D.O.K here? Or do we go Daken? I think we go Daken. We have to. We go Daken. Morbius. This is scary. I don't know if this wins it. But they snap. What if they have like Goliath and they just like Goliath man Dark Dimension and it's over? Miniaturized Labs sort of messed this up. That's fine. Chantress. Kitty Pride. Jeff. We might be able to take this one.
You won't need this anymore.
Oh, barely. It was a little bit of overkill, huh? We should have played Morbius in the middle. But they did have an Enchantress, so I think we would have been fine, right? It's nothing to play on one. They got Hydra Bob. Let's go. This Hydra Bob's so cool. We're gonna go Collector, and then we go Daken. I think that's what we do here. Alright, Collector. Let's go Daken. Hope Summers, let's go. Let's go Frigga. And then we're gonna play Daken in the middle, and then maybe Blade. We'll play Blade. That might be the play. Let's go Daken. Blade. Should we snap and move Bob? So Bob's gonna move into Quantum Realm. So this makes them think like, all right, I have to play here, or if I don't, I'm screwed. So there's like a 50-50 shot. Olympia or... Okay, so they're going to play... Alright, Magneto, alright. It's fine. And they get another Magneto. And Bob's going to move. Alright. All right. I think we have to go M.O.D.O.K. But do we go... I think we go M.O.D.O.K into Quantum Realm. And then that brings what? I think we have to do this. They play Red Hulk. So that was the right decision. Let's go.
Victory.
They play Victoria hand. Scary. Yeah, the Abbey, so they're gonna get another card, right? Let's go Collector over here. X-Mansion. We play Frigga. Good play. Sentry. Turn 4. We go Daken, obviously. They have the Collector as well. Another Victoria hand. I think we go Grandmaster. Surfer. That Daken's gonna be ridiculous. Quinjet. Ugh, scary. Red Guardian takes out Collector, which is fine. Let's go Morbius here. And then we just go Colleen Wing. Or do we go Can't go Frigga. We're gonna have to go Colleen Wing. Morbius. Let's go Morbius. We'll do this. We'll go Morbius, Colleen Wing. And Blade? Is this enough? We're gonna have to play a Shard. Another Victoria hand. So we lose the middle. The middle's lost. So we got lucky playing the other Blade. Oh man, to put us over the top. GG's, that was pretty close. So that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Pretty cool deck. I really like this deck a lot. Sometimes it feels clunky and awkward, but most of the times when you have those surprise plays, especially with Surfer. Just put in Surfer in any deck that has a bunch of 3 drops and you might win. So yeah, let me know down in the comments where you guys playing. Are you guys still playing discard? Is there any spiciness that you're playing that's off meta that's pretty good? Let me know. Till next time, be safe, keep on snapping, and peace.